Hello and welcome to Get Great at Maths. Today we're going to look at the GCSE Mathematics OCR J560 exam paper, June 2022 series for higher tier, paper 4, and we're looking at question 14, which is from the calculator exam paper. Now question 14 is a question to do with expanding, and not just expanding 2 brackets, we're expanding 3 brackets. And to be able to expand 3 brackets, we need to break it down into sections. Now this question is worth 2 marks. Now it looks like it's quite a lot to do in this question, but I'm going to break it down into small chunks, work through the long way, and then I'm going to show you the short way how to get the answers much quicker at the end. But we're going to go the long way first just to show where it's all coming from. So what we're going to do is we're going to just multiply the first 2 brackets. So I'm going to take the x and then I'm going to multiply by 3x, which gives me 3x squared. I'm then going to take the same x and I'm going to multiply it by the a, which gives me ax. Now I'm on the same 2 brackets, I'm going to take the other term, which is the 2, and multiply it by the 3x, which gives me 6x. Then I'm going to multiply that 2 by the a, which gives me 2a, and I have expanded the first 2 brackets. You can see the shape that the purple, blue, green and red lines have made makes a claw shape. If you put them in a different order, it makes a smiley face, or you could do it in whichever order you choose. But I prefer to do it in this order, so it makes the claw or a moon. Now, once we've got these 2 first brackets expanded, I'm going to put brackets around this and then I'm going to multiply it by the last bracket, the 3rd bracket. And we're going to do the same process again with the new two brackets. So I'm going to multiply my 3x squared by my bx, which is 3bx cubed. I'm going to multiply my 3x squared by my 3, which gives me 9x squared. I'm then going to multiply my ax by my bx, which gives me abx squared. Then I'm going to multiply the ax by the 3, which is 3ax. Then I'm going to move on to the next term, which is the 6x, and I'm going to multiply that by bx. Then that gives me 6bx squared. Then I'm going to multiply that same 6x by the 3, which gives me 18x. And then I'm going to multiply the 2ab by the bx, which gives me 2abx. And then I'm going to multiply the 2a by the 3, which gives me 6a. Every single term has been multiplied by every other term by doing it in this method. So if you break it down and work logically, it makes it nice and clear. Now the next step is to collect the like-to-like terms. Now there is only one term with x cubed in, so the first term is nice and easy. It is just 3bx cubed. We're then going to look for the x squared terms, okay, and I'm going to look for the coefficients, which are the numbers in front of the x squared term. So I've got a 9, I've got an ab, and I've got a plus 6b. So I could take a factor of x squared out. That leaves in the bracket 9 plus ab plus 6b for my x squared term. Now I'm going to do the same with the x term. So I'm going to look at the coefficient of x, or the number in front of the x. So I've got a 3a, I've got an 18, and I've got a 2ab. So I could take those 3 terms out, and that can come at the front of the x term. So I've got the 3a plus the 18 plus the 2ab, lots of x. And then on the end, I'm just left with the 6a. Now, once we've got to this stage, we can now start to work out what the value of a and b are. So we're going to do something called compare the coefficients. And in order to be able to compare the coefficients, I'm going to look at the coefficient of x cubed. Okay, so in the question on the right hand side in front of the x cubed, I've got the number 6. Down at the bottom, I've got the number 3b, which means that the coefficients of x cubed must be the same, which means that 3b must equal 6. Once I've worked that out, then I can divide both sides by 3 to give me the value of b. So b is equal to 2, which is the answer there. Now you didn't actually need to expand all those brackets in order to be able to do what I've just done. If I took the first term from the first bracket, so the x, the 3x that I'm just highlighting, and the bx, okay, and just multiply those first 3 terms together, x times 3x times bx gives me this 3bx cubed. Okay, so I could have just looked at those first three terms of each bracket and multiplied those together, then compared the powers like I've just shown you. That's the shortcut. We could do a similar thing with the last digits. Okay, so this time I'm going to take the number on the end, or the constant. Okay, so this is called the power of x to the 0, and this x to the 0 is the constant, the number on the end. So in the question, I've got a -30 in the question at the end, and what we've worked out down here, I have got 6a. So that means -30 is equal to 6a. So to find the value of a, I'm going to divide by 6, sorry, which means a is equal to -5. And then we can just pop that in the answer box as well. Again, the shortcut here is by taking this 2 on the right hand side of each bracket, the a, and the 3 that I've just highlighted here, so the second terms of each bracket. So 2 times a times 3 gives me the 6a, which is here. That is going to equal the -30 on the other side of the equation, and then just dividing. So there is a quick way to do it without having to do the full expansion, but it is handy to see how to do the full expansion, because in the exam they could expect you to expand 3 brackets. That was worth 2 marks. There was 1 mark for each correct answer. So there's a 1 mark for getting the a equals -5, and there's 1 mark for b equals 2. The mark scheme just shows there's 2 marks here. So here's where it shows there's 2 marks. There's 1 mark for getting the -5, and there is 1 mark for getting the 2. Over here it says B1, so for 1 correct. So if you've got one of the numbers correct, you get a method mark. There is a method mark for doing any pair of original brackets expanded correctly. So if you try to expand the brackets correctly, then you've got a method mark. Okay, or if you came down to expanding for 2 times a times 3 is equal to -30 or better, then you also get a method mark. Thanks for listening. This was a video by Get Great at Maths. If you enjoyed this video, please click like and subscribe to watch more videos. Thanks.